quick. What is up, everybody? Thanks for coming through. We got a good crowd already. So, if you're new here, one of the things I like to do on this here stream is go through replays and study them. In particular, a matchup I'm working right now as Chip is the Johnny matchup. There is a local Johnny player named Angry Black who has beaten me in tournament every time I played against him. Last time he beat me in winners, and then in like the first or second round of the tournament, and then beat me again in grand finals. And so this is very clearly the next thing that we need to work on. I've not spent enough time working on the Johnny matchup. Johnny's a very good character. And so when you study matchups, you can watch your own tape, which I've done in previous versions of previous streams. But I was lucky enough that the Arc Revo finals last weekend in Tokyo, there's a major Guilty Gear tournament there, and the finals was winners finals and grand finals was Summit, who's one of the famous Chip players, versus Omito, who's the best Johnny in the world, won Evo, etc. Like I think twice now. So yeah, I get to see the best players of these characters play the matchup, and I want to look at that and see what I can learn from that, because there's bound to be some tips that I can pick up. I get to see kind of if there's something that we're both struggling on, right? Like I see us both getting hit in the same kinds of situations. Like that too is like a little reassuring to know that I'm not losing because I'm scrubby. I'm losing because this is a tough matchup, etc., etc. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this set. I will be pausing frequently to take notes. Gonna get ourselves a nice little notepad doc right here. Hell yeah. I'll just be taking some notes. Fighting games. It's a lot like homework sometimes. We're going to close the stream chat. We don't need to see any of that. Alright. So we got this here video. Go away, Steam. I don't need you right now. And yeah, we're just going to do this thing, baby. Let's go. I'll put the notes right here. Hell yeah. Okay. So, Chip versus Johnny. Notes.
そうですね、決勝、
はい、ファイナルいけましたね。
3試合ですからね。
はい。でも3試合のギルってやっぱ早いですからね。
So I've already watched these sets before to kind of get an idea of what was going on, but I wasn't studying too closely. One thing I do remember from this entire first set, though, is Summit basically starts going in and keeps going in. He is in Johnny's face constantly, and I don't think that's how you have to play the matchup, but it's clearly something that Summit's trying out here. Like, that's a pretty good example. If you just turn back a little bit, like, Chip is... He presses that button here, he gets this hit, he does not stop going in, right? Now, Omito is doing a really good job of blocking it, but Chip's continuing to stay active and move forward and put pressure. That right there, the RC Alpha Blade, like, the only reason you do that Alpha Blade is because you just really want to open him up and you want to stay in there. That's not the most efficient use of his meter. But it was another mix-up they thought he could hit him with. Now he didn't. Omito's blocking was really good, and so Summit just kind of gets hit and dies. Let's see how he got hit, actually. It's worth paying attention to. So we're here, lands a sweep, but then misses some stuff, gets the 6P, gets stuff. So he went for the leaf throw, and he got slapped. This, too, is something that I do way too much. I use that leaf throw, and it's good against people it's good against, but people, like, if a player knows to look for it, they probably will not get caught by it. Like, in my experience, people are either will get caught by it all the time, will never get caught by it, or will get caught by it if you put them in a very stressful situation and give them a lot of other stuff to think about. Omito was blocking for like 20 seconds and then getting hit for a little bit and still managed to catch that leaf grab. That's pretty fucking impressive. But yeah, that was how he got hit. That was the thing, like, Omito was probably looking for that as one of the things that he could react to swing, and now Chip's paying the price. That's fucking rough. So step one is don't fucking leaf grab. Just don't do it, man. Alright, we got corner pressure. He's trying to jump out. That's the thing that I've been working on. I do not FD jump out enough. He FD jumped out too much, and ran out of meter until he got slapped. And then he got unblockable. Yeah, you made 2 mistakes, you die. That is this
上
matchup.
がるんですけど、投げが自動で仕込まれているので、
はい、
そのまま使うべきです。
使えないコンボ選択ということですね。
See, again, he's staying in that ass, right?
このラウンド
He's putting on a lot of pressure. And, like,
はい、
そのまま使うべきです。
使えない。
Omito is, like, instant blocking a lot of this stuff. He's ready for it. Omito's not saying, I'm about to press a button. What up, Arizona RH? Yeah. Omito is instant blocking a lot of stuff here. He's like, he knows what his defensive options are. He knows, I'm guessing, the way he's thinking about Johnny is like, Johnny doesn't have great fast buttons. If Chip's up and close, Johnny's going to have to wait for his opportunity, right? So he's just sitting here blocking. He's not trying to press anything. This is incredible patience. I would have pressed like 6 buttons by now, right? And then when he gets that opening there real quick, he doesn't really convert off of it. But like, this right here, he had a frame advantage and he dashed up and pressed a pretty fast button. Like, it's not the biggest gamble. His patience is unreal. What up, Shablumps? Good to see you again. So now we got that beautiful confirm that cashes in all of the guard meter to do 50% damage without really spending anything. And then he gets a counter hit C8, 6H, but he still gets slapped. What happens here?
半分減っている。ドニー硬いんですけどね。
Okay, so he spent it all on keeping a 6P safe that got him hit. That happens.
この反応してくるだろうというドリキャンからの甘い潰しだったんですけども、ロマンキャンセルしっかり対応してますね。
素晴らしいですね。さあ、ここ2枚使っ
Oh,
て、
and then he makes a mistake and he gets hit. Let's see who got hit again.
反応してくるだろう
Goes for his mix up, runs in, fucks up a run up 6P. Okay. Another pretty big mistake. Like, it's the kind of thing which you gotta be ready to wire C, or else you're gonna eat shit. Yeah. Makes 2 mistakes, gets killed.
しかないんですけども、雰囲気的にやっぱめくりかなと思ってますよね。
オミトが取って2セット目となります。開幕コイン。全員 AES。うますぎる対応。ここはコインに。
I totally spaced out there. I'm super tired. I need to watch that again. Alright, so he opens the teleport and gets slapped. Then he doesn't block on wake up. Can't get back to the ground. Yeah, he's just gonna get killed here.
そうですね、バックアスタイムはですね、ちょっとステップをして距離を稼いでるんで、当てた時にかなり有利な位置で相手を受け身を待つことができます。
Ooh, gets 6 speed. Again, does not block on wake up. Okay, there we got FT jump. Good mix up, and now he's putting on pressure. Ooh, and then he gets hit.
素早い肌で締めて様子見これですよねやはりかなりギリギリまで相手の動きを見ている中段としてサミットもキャッシュで捕まって
Gets slapped. Yep, that happens. So again, it's not like Summit's making big mistakes here, but he is consistently going in. And he's going in with stuff that like can lose, right? And Omito is just picking a couple and punishing him very hard for it. Let's watch how this round turned out again. He starts with like run up Alpha Blade or something? Yeah. Gets slapped. Now he's in the corner. He goes back in, right? He did not have to air like tech and then air dash here, but he does. And Omito is just ready for it. And it's funny because Omito kind of has no reason not to press a button there, right? Like if Chip dashes the other way or lands, like that button's not going to get punished. At worst it'll whiff, but he'll still be fine. So he's back in. Combo drop is unfortunate, and then he gets slapped again. That's rough. This was an incredibly painful set for me to watch, I'm not gonna lie. Looks too much like mine.
つバイハンダダメージよりもやはりもうレベル3という状況はかなり強いですよね。
ゲージがないと飛べないですからね。
はい。
Yeah, so again, going back in, staying aggressive. There's been a couple back steps now, but for the most part, yeah. He blocked the dust and then still pressed the button. Let's just see that again. Bonk, yeah.
押していく。さあ DD ツバイ画面足要素にして動けない。デンタングル上から行くガードしている。足払い
Good mix-up, got sweep.
さあチャンスが来たよ。コインが当たっている。
How do you get hit
足
there?
払いコーバースト。さあチャンスが来たよ。コインが当
Ah,
たっ
that
ている。
coin.
まだ足りない。
Fuck.
暴れて
If he's just a little bit later on that. Alright, so that was super free. And that sucks, but it happens. Summit clearly had some kind of reason as to why he was staying inside all the time, right? Because Chip doesn't have to do that. He can do that. But he doesn't have to rush you down constantly. Oh shit, fake gamer cat, thanks for the follow, yo. So Summit clearly is going in with a plan, and actually we're not going to watch it, but if you watch the the pre-match interview for Grand Finals, we're about to watch that set in a minute. But if you watch that, Summit says, "I've made a change in my play style, and I'm excited to try it out. It's not going to be like this first set." It is kind of fun to watch Chip versus Faust, though. Fuck it, we'll watch it. But yeah, we'll come back to Omito and Summit. I also have a problem with the Faust matchup. Fucking Elven Shadow showed up and bodied me in a lobby about 2 weeks ago, and I'm still feeling it. So I gotta work on my Faust. Noel 808. What a good ass name. Thanks for the follow, yo. Alright, we got Chip. Doe and D&D Cam. Cam, you weren't following me? What the fuck? I'm just joking. Alright, so we got Nage, basically the world's best Faust, versus Summit. I don't know if he's the best, but he's definitely one of the best. Oh shit, Damendo, thanks for the host. What's up, dude? Alright, so we got Chip versus Faust, and Summit is still staying in that ass. He's not being quite as aggressive, but he's almost always moving forward. Yeah, Nage was in my pool last year, but I didn't get a chance to play him because I lost to Sway twice. He's fucking sick. How do you get hit there? Oh yeah, that happens. If you go for Alpha Plus and you're that close and they can punish, then you just eat shit. Summit is not scared to go for Alpha Blade. I wonder, like, how much respect he gets in neutral just because he's shown that he's willing to throw it out no matter what, even if he doesn't have meter. See, he threw it out again. He's just like, I'm gonna cancel this. He could have gone for something else, but he didn't. I wonder if it's worth, like, so this is one of those weird things where, like, using Alpha Blade as a mix-up tool, there is some reason to do it, right? Like, you can do it off a blocked combo. It's pretty safe to go into. You can use Alpha Plus, and if you get a counter hit, it's super sweet. But if you fuck up, you spend a shit ton of meter to fix that fuck up, right? And, like, so when you start budgeting that and that, you're like, oh, I could do YRC Teleport, or I could do something else that's, like, less costly, right? Instead of spending probably 50% of your meter, you could spend 25% on a mix-up tool that's, like, almost as good, just a different one, right? But I see Summit continue to use Alpha Blade and Alpha Plus and just burn the cash. And I would love to know what is it that goes into that thought process, because it might be that it's inefficient, but it's just something that he's personally had success with. It might be that his proclivity to use Alpha Blade like that actually buys him a whole lot of respect in neutral, because people have to look out for that more than they would otherwise, right? But fuck it, I guess we should just add it to the list of things we should try, because why not? Like, it might be that's a thing that Summit works or does because it works for him, but it wouldn't necessarily work so much for me. You know, Guilty Gear. It's a beautiful game. You should play it. Continuing to stay pretty aggressive. I like the use of 2H. Got a bomb. Dodge the bomb. Ooh, oh yeah. Yep. Oh, we gotta look at that again. Mwah. The coolest. Chip is the coolest air throw. Blow. Bomb. Hit. Air throw into bomb combo. Hell yeah. Damn, someone does run up 6P a lot too. Smart to get out of the bomb. That was so anime. Good pressure, yeah, stays in there. He does not give a fuck about using teleport in this matchup. I don't know why I never thought of that. Like, I am the king of scrubby ass DPs. It never occurred to me to DP after a blocked air alpha blade. Whenever they block that, I'm like, oh, I'm just dead. Should do that. Why the fuck not? Oh. Wake up backdash, got some good mileage out of that. That was I've never used my jumps like that before. Back here. Like, I don't know, it just never occurred to me to move in that big an arc. But it worked, it got him out of the corner. And he didn't have to spend anything on that. Woo! Yeah, right, he's feeling himself a little bit.
1セット選手しました。
このレベルになるともう相手の投げ返しをもう信頼して投げ上がり潰しってこう平気で選択してくるんで、はい、もうかなりもう面白い読み合いになってますよね。
投げよりもね、ダメージ取れますからね。そうですね。上がり潰し。本当にこのゲーム
Alright, hurry up. There we go. Their heart rates are going down. Ooh, yeah. Jump dust gives Faust problems for sure. Summit's conversions are also all just really good. He's got a lot of optimal shit. What up, Rico? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. Continuing to get in there. Nice, saucy, fucking, whatchamacallit, up kicks after that. I thought the heart rate thing alluded to something cool. It was kind of corny, but it could have been rad. Did I catch Bears talking about 6P versus fast? I did not. My understanding is that it's pretty darn good, and some is using it a lot. Like, I'm seeing a lot of run up 6P. And like even like short, like not micro dash, but like short dash 6P. Ooh, good damage. I will say one thing that this match or that Summit is doing in this matchup that I do, my matchups look remarkably different is I usually find myself getting like hacked out of the air with Faust's jump slash or whatever the heck. Like, I'm used to feeling like I'm getting picked off a lot during air movement, and I think Summit is just being so much better at his ground approach that Nage is not able to do a lot of the air stuff. What up, Cam? Summit is using a bunch of 6P because Faust doesn't get a bunch of reward off of counter hit 2P. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess if that's Faust's main grounded option, he gets what, like at most a knockdown or something like that, but like super small damage, versus all his other shit, which is like big damage but loses to 6P, or like the fucking dive stick or whatever. Oh, it doesn't get 2D. Oh, that's even better. Woo! Get in that ass, Summit. There you go.
デルツ、ジャンプ PK と打って愛を重ねて
Summit also gets a whole lot of use out of 6H, and I do not feel like my balls are nearly big enough to press that button as much as he does.
1ラウンドパス欲しいですね。
He's clearly not hit confirming it all the time either, because like he's doing a lot. He will do 6P 6H and he'll get blocked sometimes. So he must just really like making them blocking that. Ooh, nice. Fuck, why are you so optimal, Summit?
上から来る。ガンマ
I've got like one of the things I don't really point out is just that all the shit he's doing, every damage opportunity is significantly more optimized than mine.
最空を潰せたか
Huh, 6H good for stuffing drill? That'd be handy. I lose that shit all the
ボー
time.
リングこれも取りに行きましたね。
Thanks, Rico.
さあバスト我慢しました。あそこの位置。
と酒井さん、相手の着信ですね、
はい
ガンマブレードを置くようになってきて、
Yeah.
相手を動かして有利を取ってから攻める。
I definitely, if my it tends to be kind of a low priority thing for me, working on my like my combo optimizations and making sure my confirms are all better. I tend to prioritize that pretty low because the biggest thing I need to work on is matchup study. But holy shit, Summit makes Chip look like a character with damage, and my Chip does not look like a character with damage.
かなり走って特に
Summit, why are you so good?
すごいですね。無意識にやってた可能性もありますよね。
さあ続いて4セット目となります。さあ続いて4セット目リードはサミットチップとなっております。さあガンプチップ川崎とここはキンバースト溶かしている。はい。
青色のバースト、はい、少しピングバーストになってしまうとちょっと不運かなと。
Get in there, Chip. Yeah, again, continuing to put on pressure. Like, Summit is just running in. I don't think he's thinking a whole lot about it. Bless. Again, really good. Just conversions. He's not fighting for like mid-screen OP much. It seems like he's mostly just going for damage where he can get it. It's interesting to me that he's so like when you go for those damage combos, right? When you're optimizing for damage, like giving up Oki isn't just saying, hey, I'm gonna give up a chance at mixing you up. It's also being confident in your ability to win neutral again, right? Because he's not going for lots of knockdowns and shit. Ooh, nice. And that is one of those things that like I just need to feel good about. Like a lot of times I tell myself it's not really worth going for the damage optimizations with Chip because it never feels like it does that much more damage, and I'd rather just take the knockdown advantage so that I can continue my pressure. But Summit says fuck that. Summit says I'm gonna do my damage and then we're gonna be neutral and I'm gonna beat you again because I'm Summit. That's a flex, and that's a good flex. It's an inspirational flex. I should be able to approach my Chip with a similar kind of attitude. Oh, thanks for reading, Rico. I appreciate it. So that was good. Summit dismantled Nage pretty clearly. They're going to go through the replays. This thing, I swear to God, watching this, I watched some of the stream live and it took forever. Damage combos without knockdown also give you more meter. That's true, but it gives them more meter too. Alright, so now we're seeing Summit having just gotten bodied in a super free 3-0 in Winners Finals. Summit will have to win 6 games in order to win this, so he's pretty far in the hole. But let's see what kind of adaptations he makes. So he's staying a lot more on the outside, right? He's still not blocking much on wake up. This is also interesting to me. Oh shit, thanks for the follow, OG Scoot. This is interesting to me. Summit has consistently been doing something other than blocking on wake up. And I wonder if it's just because he hates dealing with Johnny blocking pressure so much. Like, I have often felt, thanks, I'm Queen for a victory. I've often felt that, how do I put this? Well, let me rewind that a bit. I've often felt while playing against Johnny that blocking against him kind of just delays what feels like the inevitable, right? Because he's going to get in your face, he's going to press some buttons. Either you're going to be spending meter to FD him to push him back, or you're going to be taking a risk, right? Your guard meter is going to be increasing while you look for an opportunity to get out of it, out of the block pressure, right? And usually it doesn't fucking happen, and then Johnny gets like a big ass risk bar on you and then gets the combo anyway. Like, it might not make sense to block against him a whole hell of a lot if you think that actually blocking on wake up is just delaying the inevitable and making the cost bigger for you because now you've gotten full risk gauge. Versus just fucking swinging. Like, it would not surprise me if that was how he approaches this matchup. We'll back up a little bit. So we got hit. Now Johnny has big misfiner. Oh, but he drops the combo. And they're like, notice Summit runs in from full screen again, right? After he gets hit here. He runs in, but he's not running in with a big button. He's not running in with 6P. He's not running in with something more commitment. He runs in with 2P, which is probably one of the safest things that Chip can run in with, especially against Johnny, who at that range does not have fast buttons. Yeah, he's not. He's a little more conservative in his approach now, right? He's stopping. He's not staying in his face the whole time. He lands a combo, goes for a very conservative mix-up, and then backs the hell off, and then gets back in. But, you know, he's not moving in one direction the whole time. He is keeping the pace pretty quickly. Still pretty quick, though. I was surprised by that. Ooh. So gets the hit. Goes for the Beyblade. Ah, Beyblade blocked. That's impossible. Slick, meaty Gamma Blade. And again, like, meaty Gamma Blade is a pretty good example of, like, this is not a tremendous mix-up tool, right? You're doing it because you think that they're either going to jump or backdash, right? Now, both of those are pretty unlikely when you're standing right next to them, but the nice thing is, if you Gamma Blade and they block it, you get a frame advantage, right? So it's a pretty, like, it's a knockdown situation where you're not really risking much. The chances of you getting blown up for doing a meaty Gamma Blade are pretty low. And the return you get is usually also pretty low. It's usually just a meaty Gamma Blade that's blocked and whatever. That's a pretty conservative option for knockdown. He didn't push damage, right? He's like almost ready to die, but he picked something that just mostly wasn't going to fuck up, which is, I think, kind of different from the way he played the first set. Yo, what up, probably Tyler? It is also good versus Blitz. Woo! Nice. Is it good versus Blitz? If you're next to them and you Gamma Blade, won't you still get rejected? Again with the beautiful 6P and a 6H into a fucking full ass combo. Gotcha. Yeah, then you have to be a little bit further back, I think. Yeah, I just want to point out something here. This is also something that I've been trying to work on. And that's, so Chip gets stuffed here, he gets knocked down, he blocks on wake up, okay. But then as soon as Johnny is outside of like point blank range, right? This is outside the range of his 5K, which is like It's not fast for a 5K, but it's fast for a button that goes this far. Chip isn't thinking swing here, right? He's not like trying to press buttons at this range. He's trying to backdash because he knows that whatever he presses in that range is not going to be nearly as good for him as Johnny hitting with any of his buttons. Are the juggles he's doing in the corner off 6P, 6H character specific? So that specific air combo he was doing, I think there are slight variations based on the weight of the character. Like sometimes it's easier to get that last hard slash in versus just doing a jump slash and whatever. But I don't think any of those specific ones were like a big Johnny specific, some big Johnny specific shit. I do not know though, because I don't know. I don't know enough of the character specific combos. Alright, so we're outside. Still getting in, still applying pressure, but like much more conservative. He's using Gamma Blade more. Gamma Blade is nice because it doesn't risk your ass, especially if it's Wire Seed. And then Danger Time. Yo, the tank 1598, thanks for the follow, homie. I look away and Chip gets tagged in Danger Time. What do you get hit by? Danger Time starts. He gets air thrown, all that shit. That's annoying. Yeah, his dead angle. Doe, I appreciate it. The tank. Thanks everyone for reading. I'm glad. That was one of the most self-indulgent things I've written in a long time, so I'm glad other people enjoyed it. Usually if I write something that is like 18 crazy-ass dumb metaphors in one paragraph, Irene just rolls her eyes at me. Okay, so we got some hits, but nothing, not the worst. Again, this is pretty ballsy here, right? So he gets hit. Yeah, it is very much the insert credits stuff. I trained under some very indulgent writers. Well, I get to write what I want and what I like mostly because no one really pays me to write anymore. I was more of the Sheffield and Rogers line, but yes, it was a good crew. Still not dead? Oh, he did a wake up Zanseiroga and got thrown out of it in startup. That's good shit. Shit. Yeah, so first game in, Omito still won that, but it was by no means a like decisive victory, right? Like Summit is clearly making some changes, and those changes, it's hard to tell how much of it is just he is winning or losing each exchange at roughly the same rate, but the exchanges are more spaced out. Like that could be happening, right? It might be just that Chip running in so much forces him to either win really quickly or lose really quickly, and since it's Summit versus Omito, he's going to lose really quickly. That's one way of thinking about it. Another way of thinking about it is that being able to vary his pace, right? Summit's still getting in there for like prolonged bursts, but then he's slowing down a little bit. He's going fast and he's slow and then he's fast and he's slow. And I think that mixing that up is probably actually working out for him because it's causing Omito to press less buttons in situations where otherwise you might feel more confident doing so. But that's kind of more of a guess. I'm only trying to read what I see. I'm not as good as these guys. Yeah, it's very consistent pressure. Goes for some green shit, gets the burst. Nice. Run up 6P. He gets the good ass combo. But then again, that's pretty conservative for Oki, right? He spends the shuriken. So he gets the knockdown here. Throws the shuriken and then goes in with like it's that's a pretty like low risk entry.
しかも今
Then he gets.
レギュラーにどっち
What do you get hit doing?
手で
Leaf grab. Okay.
しかも今当たってガードしていた場合も投げになるんですよね。かなり
なるほど
Yeah. So once he's in the engage range for Johnny, he just dips the fuck out. That's what I need to be doing against Johnny and against Leo. Actually, is just not bothering when I'm in a certain range, not trying to risk the attack.
金 S がカウンターヒット
前ステップの判断が本当に
But yeah, it looks to me in this match like Summit is actually keeping a very similar aggressive pace. He's just going in with less risky options, more 2P, 6P on reaction to stuff that he knows he can deal with, and not particularly greedy when it comes to OP stuff either.
全身を止めていくいいですからゲダミストジョーダン・ピーストにつないで締めていく
Getting hit by 6K just hurts my heart, man.
ベータは読んでいる
Yeah, Beta Blade is not a bad call when you're up around and you don't want to spend the burst.
コインコインにすることによって
Now he's got meter. Ooh, I don't know how he got out of that situation.
ラスト
That dust was
ガンマキャン
cheeky.
暴れつぶしのマイピーやっと差し上がらない空中
Woo!
さあここに2枚投げてバックセキャンダッシュマイピー
Nice.
攻めの下くさあアルファジャンプ D
And so this is a really good example. Like this last 20 seconds actually is worth looking at. Chip is like when you're down by this much as Chip, right? When you've like and versus Johnny's at like probably 85%, 80%, and Chip is at barely 15. When you're here, you're thinking one. Whatever you do as Chip, do not use your fucking burst. Just don't do it. Don't believe in yourself that hard because you are wrong, right? But he's got some meter to work with, right? And so we're gonna watch him. Like, Chip is capable. He's always dangerous, right? He's got 50%, whatever. It's his turn to do something, but he's not gonna do something that's stupid, right? He's keeping the pressure up, mostly just to continue testing Johnny. Right? He knows that if he's going to get a win here, it's not going to come from one single dramatic reversal of fortune, but of this making good decisions over and over and over. And he does that, right? He gets really close. Thanks for the follow, Carabit. Right? He almost gets there, and then he gets slapped, and that sucks, but he didn't risk his burst. And, like, if he hadn't gotten kicked by that, he actually would have been in a really good position to take the round. It probably would have been smarter to stop his, to stop going in so hard as soon as he hit 50% because he could not risk running into a button by backing off and then just using like YRC teleport or some shit to get back in for free. But I get it. When you start going fast, you kind of just gotta go fast. And then I look away and stop paying attention for 2 seconds and poor Chip's getting bodied. Alright, how does he get hit? Running in, the fucking coin. 30% and then bad burst. Yeah, it sucks. Woo. It's a really good conversion. Doesn't finish it though. And then gets fucking grabbed. Fucking hate that grab. Oh, sick backdash in the teleport, but almost gets out of that situation. Yeah. So that's a fucking thing that happens, man. Like sometimes you're gonna get hit off stupid coin, and then you're gonna try and burst. You're gonna fuck up your burst against Johnny because for some reason it's really hard to burst against Johnny, and then he's gonna kill you again for that. And you go into those rounds and you're like, well, it could have worked out differently. Let's move on. Ooh. Yeah, some very expensive mistakes. And like, let's go back to why you got hit, right? Did he do wake up 2D? Oh, okay, so he fucks up his meaty. Alright, fucks up his meaty and loses 60%. It sure is a video game, but that's kind of the chip life. And like that meaty would not have been worth it. That sucks.
もう一回拾ってロマンキャン心臓してやる3枚相殺している
God damn.
完璧すぎるさあオミトが優勝あと1ラウンド
Looking like another 3-0, man.
2列走り込むサミット我慢これはコンボ
Okay,
になります
got the
と
burst off a
上から行く
gamma blade. That's nice.
上から行くダッシュは AP 助け潰して
I know, right? It's fucked up, man.
高め足まとまったダメージが欲しい
How can you steal the president's glasses?
ここから上柳
You got some Yu Yanagi Beyblade.
硬すぎるさあしかしサミットその攻める
And like, just to zoom back a little bit, right? Like he's applying that pressure,
上から行く
right? Johnny's not really doing a whole lot. He tries to press a button there and gets slapped by 6P. That 6P paid off, right?
まとまったダメージが欲しい
He doesn't block the mix-up.
ここから上柳負けが欲しい
Like, Johnny's options here are not great. He goes for the leaf throw and it almost fucks him, but not quite. This is something, actually I didn't mention it, but it's something I've been thinking about. So there he either fucks his meaty up or was going for a safe jump or something. I don't know what it is. Yeah, reversal throw is absolutely a thing that I should be looking for against Johnny. And I didn't think about it like that until I saw a bunch of reversal throws in this set where like someone either messes up a meaty or something, or he either messes up a meaty or he does like a safe jump setup that loses the throw and then he gets thrown. And I didn't think about it at the time, but if I play Johnny, I mash wake up throw all the fucking time because that's like his fastest shit. I mean, that's everyone's fastest shit, but it's not like he's got a whole bunch of other things to look for. So of course I'm going to be looking for wake up throw as Johnny. So as Chip, I should just not be doing shit that loses to wake up throw. And yeah, I honestly, like, I don't think 6K is worth going for as a throw bait, mostly just because you get nothing off of it, right? Like, biking throw baits in 6K, you get some good-ass shit. You get a stagger, you get to convert. That, like, it's just, it's I don't know. I've found very few uses for 6K that I think are worth it. But yeah, I definitely need to look out for wake up throw more. We got a nice anti-air grab to close out that round. And we're going to keep watching. So again, he's pressing more conservative buttons in neutral and they're winning for him, which is great. And he gets a leaf grab. Nice. Again, with the good pressure, we're just going to go in there. Yeah, versus backdash, like we've seen Summit specifically call out the backdash earlier and he's working for him. He's doing it with Gamma Blade, right? And the nice thing about Gamma Blade is that when you do that meaty, you either get plus on block pressure that's pretty good, or if you called out the wake up jump or backdash, then you'll get that. You'll get the full Gamma Blade instead, right? Yeah, so we got that. That was yikes, but I believe. Got good pressure. Ah, and that looks beautiful.
さあこれで2対1となります。国の川1枚つながりました。今のラウンドすごかったですね。そうですね。さあ2回捕まってもレベル3。
Get caught with some aggression. Oh shit! Thanks to the follow digitally. Again, Chip evaporates pretty much just after 1 or 2 hits. Let's see what he did to deserve. Ah, he got caught teleporting. Yeah. So, piggybacking off of my earlier note that what I need to do, make sure I not do, is engage in Johnny's like primary engagement zone, right? Like the place where Johnny's buttons are really good are also places where Chip's buttons get him approximately jack shit. Stay out of his zone. Amendment, or the follow-up to that is his zone is a lot bigger than you think it is. I do not feel comfortable unless I'm at least like 2/3 of the screen away from Johnny. Alright, so caught with air throw, doesn't get it. Leaf grab is starting to work for him. Keeps the Alpha Blade safe. Again, I feel like there's just a couple situations where he ends up burning so much of his meter because he's going super deep on a mix-up chain that just isn't worth it. But what do I know? This also might just be Omito being really good at IBing stuff, and so Summit has to burn meter to keep it safe where he's not used to. Because I'm sure seeing a lot of IBing. Yep, that's exactly what Leaf Grab is. At best. It's actually, I will pause here real quick from the replay analysis to reflect on a rather particular bit of genius for the Leaf Grab in terms of tuning. So the Leaf Grab is one of those things, as I mentioned earlier, like either some people will get hit by it a lot because they don't have enough room to keep track of it in their brain, and so whenever you throw it out, they'll be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, right? Other people hate getting leaf grabs so much that it's always on their brain, and so you can't get them with it, but you can probably open them up with other shit. They'll press too many buttons under pressure, or they'll get caught by some stupid high-lows, right? Because they're too busy looking for leaf grab. Most people will only get caught by the leaf grab after you tell them that it's a thing. So the first time you get it, it's like, yeah, I got it. And then it's on their brain for the rest of the set. And so you have to do a lot to make them forget it before you can go for it again, right? And then it feels like, I get it like maybe once out of every 2 or 3 times against a person. But if you go for the leaf grab, they don't need to just see it coming. They need to see it coming early enough to get a punish, right? Or at least that's the ideal bit, right? And because of the path that Chip takes, right, where he's going... he goes into kind of this arc, right? Your fastest option to get away from the leaf grab is usually going to be to jump. But if you jump, you may not be able, like if you just jump up back or whatever, you're not always able to hit him with something before he lands. It depends on how quickly you reacted and were able to jump and then press a button, right? So you have this thing where like there are situations where you didn't see it coming, you got grabbed, or you saw it coming and you punished. But there are also situations where you saw it coming with just enough time to not get grabbed, but you don't get to punish, and he still actually has the momentum, which is pretty cool because most moves, especially most grabs, usually just have the 2 outcomes, right? Either you got grabbed or you didn't get grabbed, and it's time to punish, right? But the leaf throw actually has 3 based on how quickly you react. It's neat. Wake up. Yeah. Well, he didn't get thrown out of it that time, but he lost his burst. And this is where we find the unfortunate conclusion to this set. Sorry for the spoilers. This is what happens when you burn your burst going for wake up burst super. We'll spend the next round thinking, man, I really wish I had my first. But, well, shoutouts to Omito for winning a commanding 3-0 and then 3-1, and shoutouts to Summit for making Omito bleed just a little bit. But yeah, we learned some pretty useful stuff, right? So for versus Johnny, I have don't fucking leaf grab. I die in 2 mistakes. Look out for his wake up throw. Stay out of his zone, and his zone is bigger than you think it is. And then against Faust, I've got some other stuff, right? We got some good tips around using run up 6P and 6H. And then there's some experimenting perhaps to be done with against multiple characters around using Alpha Blade more to see if it catches people. I'm skeptical on this, but I think it's worth trying. So cool, that was super fun. I got to learn a lot, and I'm glad y'all got to shoot the shit in chat because I learned stuff from that too. Now we're gonna play some motherfucking video